Imagine you come face to face with a great white shark. Yeah, that's exactly what you want to imagine. First thing on a Friday morning. But you do want to imagine the part where you live to tell the tale. Underwater photographer Don Carpenter spent 2 days in special cages so he could capture some of the images we've been showing you this morning.
And this morning he joins us live from Lubbock, Texas. It's a ways away from the ocean. Interesting that you spend all your time taking underwater photography and live in Lubbock. How'd you get those shots?
Well, actually, the shots were taken with an underwater camera. It's a Nikon camera housing, a CNC housing, which is actually sitting right here. It's a pretty big piece of equipment that we use in the water.
Oh, okay.
Good thing you're weightless underwater.
It weighs about a whopping 25 pounds on land.
But so how close are you actually getting? Because we see those jaws coming up pretty close in a lot of the shots. How much of that is the lens, and how much is that of you getting close?
Well, the first rule of underwater photography is get close, and when you think you're close enough, you get closer. So the close-ups of me and her, she's probably maybe just a few inches off the camera lens. Because the lens that I'm using is a 15mm lens, and it's a 180-degree viewing angle. So she's right on top of that thing.
Okay, well, the shark is enormous, clearly, and its jaws are open as it's going toward the cage. I'm wondering who's taking the picture outside of the cage.
The picture outside of the cage from the one shot of me taking pictures of the shark coming up to the other side, I think that's what you're talking about. I can't see which photograph you're talking about. Yeah, that shot was actually taken, I think, with a 17mm lens. So we were actually about 12 feet away, which in underwater photography is very, very far away.
12 feet.
And the functions
12 feet
of
doesn't
those
sound that
shots were
far
just
away
to
from
give
a
you
great
relative
white
size.
Is it dangerous? I mean, honestly, is it dangerous?
I'm going with yes
really.
for the hesitation.
These guys do this for a living, and we went here specifically to photograph and have experiences with these animals. And I'm not going to kid you, I was very pleased that there were 3-inch stainless steel bars between her and I on a couple of occasions. But for the most part, she was very docile. You know, she was there just checking us out. We were something odd to her, and we probably had bizarre electrical signals because our hearts were beating, out of our chests. So for 2 days, she hung out with us. And then on the second day of the trip is when she started getting a little more braver, and she started mouthing the cages and coming up to them. And what you're seeing in like the big wide-angle shots where Sam is actually pushing up on her nose, and his hand comes up and down around her. What you're seeing there is the shark's coming in checking us out, and Sam is the shark wrangler, the guy pushing on the nose. He's trying to give the underwater photographer just a few seconds to get back into the cage so he doesn't get hung up on her bottom jaw. And then as she raises up through the cage, her jaw does actually get hung up, and the whole cage moves a little bit. But she wasn't really attacking this thing.
Just a little nuzzle there to say hello.
You know, a rule of thumb, you don't want to get hung up on that lower jaw.
That's what I try to live by. I live by those words.
All right, Don, thank you so much.
All right.